Look.
I'm biting the fart bubbles into bath.
Yorick is not a real champion. Riot's just been gaslighting us for years. Don't believe me? Let me ask you this. When is the last time you actually saw Yorick in game? I've had matches where it says I have a Yorick in my game, but I just get this weird glitch where every time there's a team fight, a tower vanishes on the other side of the map. I even tried playing Yorick myself once, and I woke up hours later in a puddle of my own sick with no memory of the game that was now in my match history. Now let's say I'm willing to believe that Yorick is a real champion, and I just so happened to get food poisoning from the sushi I bought at the dollar store. If that's the case, I'm gonna need somebody to explain to me what Yorick does to even qualify as a champion. There might be a handful of champions with non-existent lore in League, but Yorick is the only one I know that gives his entire backstory to someone else. That is the most NPC shit I've ever heard. Did the Fallout 3 guys write this? Then again, getting other people to do shit for him is Yorick's entire MO. These guys are the real champion. Yorick just tells them where to go. Viego isn't Yorick's greatest enemy. It's a Union rep. Yorick himself is so useless that his goon squad can do their whole job without Yorick even needing to be there. Does that sound like a champion to you? I rest my case.
What? They say insane shit all the time. How was I supposed to know this one was true?
12 Vicodins smoking on Scooby-Doo dick.
See?
All jokes aside, Yorick is pretty effective at what he does. It's just a shame that what he does is the most degenerate strat in the game. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Fuck split pushing. The players who use it are the exact kind of players who shouldn't. You think you're creating pressure on the other side of the map, forcing the enemy team to decide between saving a turret and having numbers advantage in the next team fight. In reality, you communicated none of this to your team and blindly shoved your lane until you died to an ambush. Only then do you tell your team which objectives they should have been doing in the 5 seconds it took the enemy team to jump you. Fact of the matter is, split pushing only works if your entire team is fed enough that you can unplug your keyboard and still win. Just you being ahead isn't enough. If your team has 12 kills and 10 of them are on the other side of the map pushing for a tier 2, the enemy team will probably just wipe yours 4v5, then rotate to kill you before taking whatever objectives they want. But please, keep telling us how many people were in your lane just now like a bird watcher who completely misunderstood the hobby. I'm sure that'll fix the problem when you do the exact same thing the next time you respawn. Don't forget to throw in a let me split for good measure, because the one thing that League players love more than a teammate who refuses to cooperate and being told how to play is empty get good rhetoric. Now, take everything I just said and chuck it in the fuck it bucket, because none of that shit applies to Yorick.
Flapjack, do that thing you do every day, all the time.
Smoking that Whoopi Goldberg South Egyptian Fur Burger Deluxe Mega Million Scratcher Skunk Bubba Kush.
Whether he's 10-0 or 0-10, take your eyes off Yorick for a second and he'll go from tier 1 to inhib faster than you can type top diff. Gold? XP? Who gives a shit? To a Yorick player, this is max level and this is full build. Your base kit already gives you everything you need to do the one thing you're designed to do. Blow up enough towers to make J-Schlatt cry. Riot really wanted Yorick to be the split push guy. All his minions are at the bottom of turret aggro priority, and Maiden doesn't despawn until you kill it or Yorick. Combine that with the extra damage that inherently comes from 6 different sources of auto attacks, and you're barreling through lanes like a lifted F-150 that's never hauled anything heavier than its owner's fat-ass family. Someone's gonna have to go stop him, but God forbid that someone actually try to fight it. The one thing Yorick does almost as good as splitting is jumping you. Literally, his minions jump to you. The only thing keeping him in check is the fact that this is all he can do. Most Yorick players don't even know you can detach your Maiden because why the fuck would you? Where else are you gonna go? Team fights? You just sent most of your damage down another lane. All you'd be doing is walling people in and poking them from afar like a goddamn control mage. Wait a second. An ult that spawns a pet? Terrain-based CC to zone off the enemy? poke that can hit from the other side of the minion wave? Maybe Yorick is a mage. Yep, that settles it. Okay, video's over. I gotta go summon Dark Main. I need 17 chimichangas and a Seinfeld box set.